Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about another chapter in Search of Memory by Eric Kandel, and today we're going to be talking about after Dale and Lowery made the discovery about the about the signaling of the brain actually being by chemical means instead of electrical means as scientists once conceptualized. And while this convinced many that this was actually true, some actually refused to let go of their belief, with Grunfest being among them, and thus this caused a divide within the neuroscientific community between two sides. The Sparkers, those who believe that it's not chemical but it's electrical, and the Supers, which obviously believe it's chemical. And thus this caused the topic of some hot debate. And enter three scientists that will change this course of thinking forever: Stephen Koffler, John Eccles, and Bernard Katz. Koffler was a physiologist, a physician turned physiologist who had amazing surgery skills and was a great tennis player. John Katz was an award-winning medical student in the University of Leipzig who had to flee from Germany due to being Jewish, and later went to the A.V. Hills laboratory where he entered in the middle of an argument between Sparkers and Supers. The Sparkers led by Eccles, and the Supers led by Dale, with Lord Adrian serving as a reluctant referee for that. And finally, there's a guy who's the leader of the Sparkers there, John Eccles, who was firmly believing that it's not chemical, it's actually electrical. And to Katz, during an argument, as he was trying to follow, he wasn't really specialized in the brain, so he had a hard time trying to follow with terms, including transmitter, which he mistakenly assumed they were talking about radio transmitters, not neurotransmitters. Confusion aside, there was one main important question there. How come if it were to be so chemical, how come if there was supposed to be an electrical signal from a presynaptic nerve to a postsynaptic nerve, how come it released a chemical reaction instead of an electrical reaction? Though for 2 decades Katz worked with Eccles in trying to find what it actually was, but unfortunately World War II erupted and they had to flee to New Zealand in order to avoid being drafted into the war. Koffler joined him later because his grandfather was Jewish, and above all, Koffler was a socialist. And the Nazis didn't like socialists, and especially not Jews, so Koffler did the best he could to get out and go to New Zealand after gaining an invitation from Eccles for studying. Koffler later joked that the reason why Eccles needed him is because he needed a skilled tennis player. But tennis playing aside, Koffler amazed them with his surgery skills, despite being the less experienced of the two. And this made him prove to be one of the most valuable members of the trio that worked in New Zealand during the time as they studied the brain a bit further. And this is where I end my reading for today. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye.